Oh, happy live! Happy Sunday! How is everybody out there? I'm your host, Mr. BetonYou, the best live gig show in the gig world? Question mark? I don't know. Anyways, happy Sunday. Hope your week was prosperous. I hope you and your family are well. I hope you have made lots of money and feel good about your week and are prepared for the upcoming week. But more importantly, on this channel, over the last 2 months or so, month and a half maybe, we've been talking about preparing yourself for the upcoming holiday season. The fourth quarter has been and is upon us, and that's when most gig workers and delivery drivers and Instacart shoppers and Spark and any app that you work in food delivery, that's where a majority of people are going to make their profits and make the best quarter, the last 3 months of the year, is going to be, should be your highest earning month in the year for most markets. I know there's some outliers out there, but this is going to be the time, okay, over the next upcoming weeks and months to position yourself to finish the year strong and make good money. But tonight, I have a question. The live link will be provided. I'll give some shout outs in a minute. Drop your chat, drop your name in the live chat so I can give some shout outs here in just a moment. Now, we should be getting ready and we should have been getting prepared for a good holiday season and preparing and positioning your accounts to maximize your opportunity in gig economy. But is this going to be the weakest holiday season we've seen over the last several years? And I'll give my reasons why that might be, but then also what you can do to circumvent that. Economy's not in a great spot. Federal employees aren't getting paid. A lot of people are struggling. A lot's happening in the world, and that can trickle down into what we do. Because if the buying power and the money isn't there and they don't order, coupled with saturation, your opportunities might still be there. They'll be there, but they might be lessened. Tips are down overall. Order volume can be down depending on market. And with the way things are looking, it might not be as lucrative as some might have hoped going into the last 3 months of this year. So those are some topics I have in my mind. I'm going to share the live link soon. I want people to come up and that's the topic I have tonight. How did you prepare yourself? How are you preparing yourself? How are you looking at the upcoming holiday season in your marketplace? Any information, tips, tricks, and things you can share with the audience. What up, Mindset Manny? Welcome to the channel members, bro. How are you? Good evening, Nomadic. I'm gonna say hi to everybody in just a minute, but that's what we have on the agenda this evening. I want to talk about that because I think we should be preparing ourselves for what's coming up. And I think if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And I wanted a lot of us to get ready in August and September so that we can have the best possible end of the year. Because I know a lot of us, hey, we're doing okay, but a lot of people are struggling. So how do we come out of that? Because the opportunities are going to be there, especially if you're in a market where there's inclement weather, meaning you have a season. St. Louis, we have seasons here. We have 4 of them. And sometimes we experience all 4 seasons, anybody that's from St. Louis, within a week or two. It's crazy here. But when we have the weather dropping, a lot of people like to stay in. They don't like to go out. They don't want to do their shopping. So you see an influx of opportunity, right? And that time is upon us, especially with the holidays and then companies maybe ordering catering because they got parties and this and that. So the time is here. But are people still going to spend money like they have over the last several years? That's the question tonight, and what can we do about it? Let me say hi to everybody in chat. Drop a name, drop a market. I'm giving all highs right now. Who do we have here tonight? I already said hi to Manny. Who else we got here? James, what's up? CP Neo. I see Marcus Juan, Pitstar. I see Dan Emmons, PPP, Blue Wolf, J, Miss Kim 3020. Let's see. We'll be dashing to St. Louis this week. Oh, fantastic. If you run into me, please say what's up. Jason, Jessica. I see veteran OG Platinum Dasher. My market is Los Angeles, California. Yay. Troy Jizzy. Dream. I see Nomadic. How are you, Ceci? I see Blue Wolf again. Everybody say what's up in the chat. Hit that thumbs up as well. I see Angie H31 from Southern California, representing the West Coast well in the chat. I see already. Alcohol orders are the most profitable for the least amount of work. They can be. I know some people don't like the alcohol. I don't mind it, but holiday season, alcohol orders go up as well, right? Charlotte in the house says Chef Mama 360. All right, Milwaukee in the house says Dan. I see Jason's in the house representing Ontario, Canada. Joe Mathis DDD 2 years, Chicago in the house. What up, Joe? How you doing? Food costs are out of control. Absolutely. And when food costs is up, that gets trickled down into the menu pricing of things, whether you're going out to eat or even ordering things, right? And a lot of times, a lot of merchants or restaurants, they up the menu price as they have to pay more. They up menu prices seasonally, and the holiday season. I've worked in a restaurant business 18 years. Menu prices go up. Sometimes it's a buck, it's 50 cents, it's this, it's that. They add service fees, they do this because they got to still make their money. So when that happens, consumers are getting squeezed a little bit more and they might give a little bit less, or they might not order as frequent because their grocery bill's higher. Everybody's grocery bill is higher now than it was last year, higher than it was 2 years ago, higher than it was 3 years ago. So great point about that. Bronx, baby. Yeah. Jessica says Indiana, represent Indiana. What up from Denver, says Mark Baker, 8891. Mary Sims, appreciate you being a member, says, hi, Pedro. Just got here. Just a quick question. Did anyone else get a survey from DoorDash about how you like your pay? Or do you think you need more pay from DoorDash? I'm going to put that up on the screen here. You guys can answer that in the chat. Obviously, I don't do DoorDash, so I haven't seen that. But these companies do those. Uber sends me some. Instacart sometimes will ask me, how do I like the batch pay? How do I like the rating fairness? They'll ask various questions to gather information for their decision-making process, I guess. But I have not seen that one. Green from South Carolina. That's what's up. Baltimore's in the house. Lauderdale in here. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, right? Appreciate all the 53 people in here. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate all the love and support. So, yeah, Mary, I haven't seen that. But if my question to you is, did you answer that question? And how did you answer it? Let us know in the chat. Sassy says we always need more pay. Yeah, I think any type of job, we always want more money. Do we get it? In this kind of work, we have to, well, not almost, we have to do that on our own, based on order selection, based on your knowledge, your skill level, your service level, what apps are you onboarding, how are you adapting. We have to give ourselves our own raises because the companies won't do it. Occasionally, they'll drop some kind of promotion or an incentive, but those come and go. Those aren't something you can count on. Those are bonuses. So, yeah, we have to give ourselves our own. We should get paid more, but that's not how this kind of work works. The pay overall has gone down. Chase, what's up? Appreciate all the channel members in the house. A lot of channel members here tonight. Appreciate y'all very much for the love and support over the last, I think we've been on YouTube almost 5 years. So appreciate y'all very, very much for that. All right. So yes, I did. And I did tell them I would like more money. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about, we know that they know that we want more money. But how do they, I think a million of us could write an email to DoorDash or send something somewhere and we can all say that, but what would they do about it? They wouldn't do much, right? They wouldn't do much. And even during the holiday time, we're talking about holiday season this time, are we going to be able to still make money on these apps with not just saturation, but just the way the economy is right now and these shutdowns and how that's impacting millions of Americans, and they just don't have money coming in or they're unsure about it. And when people are unsure, one of the first things they let go is some of the extras, the discretionary, the eating out. Hey, we like to eat out every Friday night, or we like to do this. You know what? Can't do that this week, guys. We got to tighten the belt buckle a little bit, right? Or, hey, we're going to have Instacart, Costco deliveries delivered to our home. You know what? This week, guys, let's go get it ourselves. We're going to start seeing some of that. Doesn't mean you can't make money. There's money still there, but it just means, how are we shifting our mindset, as Manny says, right? How are we shifting our focus for the last part of the year to still make money in times that are a little hard right now? I think overall we can say it's been difficult. 2025 hasn't been a great year for a lot of gig workers. Reggie, how you doing, man? How are you doing? How you doing? Laura, hey Pedro, did you do bike carrier deliveries during the 80s and 90s? No. Did you do? No, I was not delivering in the 80s and 90s. I was a kid in the 80s and a kid in the 90s, but no, I did not do that. How about catering apps? Are they going to be good for the next year? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done a deliver that in a while. I still do delivered. I haven't even seen a deliver that. I don't think I haven't done one in 3 weeks or so, maybe. The opportunity is just very hit or miss. I like them when I get them, but it's not the kind of money in St. Louis I can rely on as very consistent. It's just, I treat it like a bonus, like a nice have. I see a lot of catering. I see a catering between, I probably on an average day, I see 3 or 4. And sometimes I take one and sometimes I don't. But I don't know what to expect out of the catering. I think more people are onboarding, so sometimes opportunities get stretched out a little bit. So So tonight, the pay rises with inflation. Well, with this kind of work, I don't know about that. All right, so let me go ahead and share this link with you guys. I appreciate the people that are watching. Hit that thumbs up. Let's get some folks in here. The topic tonight is how are you feeling and what are you going to do about the upcoming holiday season? Continuing to earn. What have you onboarded? How have you looked at it? Are you worried about it? Are we going to see opportunities? Is it going to be a leaner time of the year? Usually, the last 3 months for most companies, especially in the service industry, and we're in the service industry, that's where the companies are making their money. And if the companies are making money, that means more business for them, and that means more business for us. So then, obviously, 60, 70% of what we make is tips. So we should see our earnings go up week over the last 12 weeks of the year. But are we going to see that this year? Just with everything happening, are we still going to see that? I'm unsure. I think I'll still be able to make good money, but I don't think I'm going to make more money the last part of the year than I did any of the 3 months of the year. I, I don't think I am, but I could be wrong. We'll see. That's the topics tonight. I'm going to drop this in the chat for you guys real quick. You guys can join in. I'm going to let 1, 2 people up at a time. If anybody wants to come up, give each person 5, 10 minutes. That's kind of the vibe tonight. And then I got some other things planned on for the rest of the part of the show. So let me go ahead and get in here. Let me go ahead and drop this link. DoorDash is not popping like Zipsy. Yeah, I know, but Zipsy's not in every market. I don't have it in St. Louis. I know they have it in Chicago, but we do not have it here, and that sucks. I think the best I can do with that would be to sign on as an Illinois driver and then see opportunities because I'm not far from Illinois, but I'm not in Chicago, right? I'd have to go to Fairview Heights, drive a little bit, but I just don't think there's going to be a lot of money with that app. I could be wrong, but I just don't see it. I don't think Zipty is going to be, a good app for me in St. Louis. All right, so let's go in here. Let me drop this for you guys. I'll pin it at the top of the page. How are you feeling about the last part of this year? When earnings should be up, are you a little reluctant about the money you're going to be able to make? Is it going to be more or is it going to be about the same? And what's your plan to make sure you can still do okay during these times when consumers are spending less overall, I believe. Opportunities are there, but the opportunities that we see aren't always great. I think we see that. I mean, for me on Uber Eats, 1 out of every 10 is worth it. About half the orders on catering are good. About, I don't know, maybe 20% of what I see on Instacart's good. About maybe 5% on what I see on Roadie is good. So, with DoorDash, I don't know. Depending on your market, it could be 70% of what you see is good. Could be 5% of what you see is good, right? All right, so the link is pinned. I see Mandy in there. See if anybody wants to come up. I'll give it a couple minutes. Chef Mama 360 says, I think it might be better because stressed out people want convenience. And the best load off is DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart. Take it from me, a single mom. I agree with that. It's an excellent point. I've talked about it before because especially when school starts and if you got kids, one of the things that moms and dads really prioritize is their free time because your time becomes less when school time comes. You're dropping kids here, you got to get ready in the morning for school, you got to get them off the bus, you got to get them on the bus, soccer practice, band practice, this, boom, boom, run around before you know it, it's 7 o'clock, the kids haven't eaten. Like, it's hectic if you got a family, especially if you got 2, 3 kids, right? So convenience is a main thing why people use these apps, and people still want that convenience. But I believe a lot of people are just either tipping less or using some of the services less, right? So if they used to use it 2, 3 times a week, maybe they're down to 1 or 2. And I'm just unsure. And that's why I have these topics, because I like to get you guys' perspective. And also, how are you looking and what you're going to be doing for the holiday season to combat any kind of negative flow of order volume or lower tips? Are there customer service things you can implement, especially on an Instacart or maybe Spark app, to where you can get additional cash tips, additional tip increases? Because on Instacart specifically, you can increase a tip. Walmart customers have, I think, a few days to add a tip. Like, are there things you're doing to make that happen for you, right? Because those are nice little bonuses, right? All right, let's see. Check a couple other comments before we bring Manny up. Mary says, I did start a new app in our market. It's called Expedite, formerly known as Delivered. Absolutely love it. Okay, yeah, they called it Expedite, I think about a month or two ago. It's an app I've talked about on this channel. It's pretty good. I've done 87 or 88 deliveries with that app over the last year. I've had it for, I think, less than a year. So I've had some good success with that. I hope you have the same. All right, the rich are getting richer, the poor get it. Listen, I can talk about that for days, but I'll leave that where it's at. Yeah, it's a good app. Uber Eats finally locked tips. No more tip betting. So, Bobby, I saw some updates about that. I need to do some research. I want to do a video on that because I know I got an email from Dara Karashari, whatever his name is, talking about some Uber updates, and I believe that's one of them. Thanks for bringing that up. That's a big win for drivers. Huge win. Because a lot of times, a lot of you guys talk about, I've had it happen to me maybe three, four times. You take an order for $11 and wind up only paying four because the customer pulled the tip because of something that was out of your control. That sucks. And if they fix that, that's a win. That's a win. All right, let's bring Manny up and see what he thinks about the upcoming season. Looks like he's doing some gig work right now. Manny, what's up, man?
What's good? What's good, man? How's everybody? How's everything going, man?
Going good. You out hustling tonight? Or are you off?
No, I'm off. I did a short day today. It was a me day today. You know what I'm saying? I'm ending the night. I'm here at Applebee's. I'm just chilling. I saw the live and I'm decided to come on.
I
But
love
I
that.
have a
I
couple.
noticed the Apple behind you. I worked for Applebee's for like 15 years, man.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it's an interesting spot. Did you have some good dinner already? You guys about to eat?
No, no, no. I'm just, here during happy hour, just enjoying my
Okay.
little end of the day. Just giving myself a nightcap before I go to the house.
Love it, love it, love it. So, what do you think about tonight's topic, man? I know you added an app or two. Like, how are you feeling about the upcoming holiday season? How are you feeling about the earning potential to end the year? Give us a little bit of Manny insight.
Okay, that and I wanted to. So I added a couple of apps. You and I were talking, and I added a
Mhm.
couple of apps, and I'm very excited about it. Um, the end of the year is some of the biggest time where people will be doing a lot of spending. I'm not too much afraid of like how you were saying, you know, people fearing for like the price of food and things are going up and things like that. What I realize is, well, how I see things is the convenience of things. People go that way. It's like these things. People don't run away from these things. People don't, it's almost like it's the norm to go with what's going on. I feel as though these gig apps are becoming more and more popular, not just with drivers, but with also individuals using them. I don't feel like this is ever going to go away. I feel
Mhm.
like this is going to be the new way in the new day and age of things. I feel as though people will stop physically shopping. I feel as though it will be up to us, and I do feel as though, I know they're saying that the Waymos and stuff have a long ways to go, but eventually they'll come around. Eventually the cost of those things will come down. And I feel as though it's still going to be the way of doing things through apps.
Mhm.
So I'm not afraid. I know, it's the end of the year. I feel as though everybody's going to benefit. That's just how I feel.
I love that
So I
positive
got
thinking.
and I got a couple extra apps, and I'm happy about it. I'm happy
Yeah.
about it.
So let's talk about that a little bit if you don't mind. Have you done? I think you got on one of the caterings, right? You've done probably a few of those.
Oh yeah, man. I'm on my 16th delivery with Expedite. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to work myself to the 25th delivery.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, right now
How
they
do you
give
feel
me.
about it? What's
I'm
your
loving it, man. I'm
okay?
loving it. I'm being honest. I only get one at a time, but you see the potential. If all these apps have their, metrics,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to deal with the metrics until, whenever.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an app that does have its metrics, but when you do reach, your 50 and 60th delivery, they're going to be throwing you 2 and 3 deliveries. And if I can get 2 and 3 deliveries at 30 plus, like today, I turned down one for $65. It was just going a little too far. It
Yeah,
was a little too far away. But hey, I still saw a $65 opportunity.
that's great.
So it's just like, and then when I declined that one, which I love about the app, that they don't penalize you for declining. 5 minutes later, I got another delivery for $35,
Yeah.
going 13 miles. I took it immediately. So,
Yeah.
that's the one I have for tomorrow. But, I also have Instacart. I'm working my way from the bottom with that. And I'm using Instacart as a filler app. Uh, Instacart is almost like DoorDash. You're gonna have to either make it your main app to accomplish those
It's a
to
good
accomplish.
point. It's a good
And
point.
I
Yeah.
and I'm being honest. I'm already doing DoorDash. Like, I'm not gonna be taking, $6 and $7 orders from
Nah.
another app.
Nah. Nah. Nah.
You
Nah.
know what I mean? I'm
Nah.
not
Can't
doing
do
that.
that.
I'll wait on the good ones whenever one pass through my phone. You know what I mean? I'll take a $9 1 mile, $10 1 mile every so often whenever it comes up. But as far as trying to accomplish what they want you to accomplish on Instacart, you will literally have to switch over. And I'm not about to do that. I'm already platinum. I'm already a pro shopper on DoorDash. Hey, I'll stick to DoorDash when it comes to those little smaller offers.
Yeah.
But I just can't wait to see what the expedite gives me. I'm listening to everyone, and I'm gonna try the other catering apps as well.
Yeah. You definitely
I
should,
feel
especially with the holiday season coming up. You'll probably see a lot of markets see an influx of opportunity because you have a lot of these company parties and end of the year things and these meals that'll go out for lunch times during the week. So it's great to have those orders that you already have that that are planned for the next day. It's you can kind of build your day around it. Even if it's only $30, that's a really good DoorDash order, right? And you have it ready to go
it.
and you can count on that 30, 40, 50, $60. Hopefully they
And
give you $100, $200. I've had a few of those. Those are really set your day up because then you make most of your money in one order and then everything else is kind of a bonus. And you can still work if you choose and really have an
and it,
extra earnings. It's like an extra day of the week you add it onto your earnings because you could easily do a $200 order on expedite and that's like a whole day's worth of money.
exactly, and that's what it did. Listening to others, taking heed. I realized, like you were saying, the opportunity as far as you know having that catering offer already set. It opened my eyes up. Like, man, you need more catering apps, to have different opportunities at different times. Like I saw your video earlier today,
Hmm.
with Rody. I'm looking into Rody now. I'm being honest. Like, hey, this is the way, and by it being the end of the year, everyone can really benefit from the the fluctuation in the amount that all these apps are going to be seeing, because all the apps are going to jump up. So I feel as though this is the time to really utilize, your opportunity.
Yeah. Love that. I'm so happy to hear that you were able to get on a few other apps and hopefully it's not about like getting rid of DoorDash or getting whatever. It's just giving yourselves a more opportunity to hopefully every week you can maybe make a little bit more money while driving or spending the same amount of time in a car. And if you can make 50, $100 more during the week, but you're driving the same or less or not having to work more but make more, that's where all of us should strive to be.
And
Incremental
and
increases in money week over week. It can be
and
done.
and you really, in that our conversation really brought that to the forefront for me when
Yeah,
I did. That is exactly what. Can you still hear me?
I can. Yes.
Okay. That is exactly what I found out, and so now, I'm looking at it in different ways. So, because DoorDash was my priority, my main app, the only app, and you heard that and you were like, hey man, it's a lot more opportunity. And so by doing that, you know, it has helped me and it's opened my eyes, and I realized this gig, this thing is broad. So, hey, thank you, and I'm here, and hey, everyone should be benefiting from this.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that. I love that attitude. And hey, enjoy the rest of your night. I got a couple people waiting, but happy, holiday season's coming, man. I wish you the best during the next rest of the year. It sounds like you position yourself in a spot to maximize your money, and that's fantastic, man. Love to hear it.
All right, man. Hey, good luck to you, and love the content. Always do. And hey, have a good one,
Appreciate you,
man.
man. Appreciate you. Have a good night. All right, we got a few other people waiting in the queue. I'll get you guys up in just a minute. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. All right, so we got a few people in here I want to say what's up to. I see Canada Club. I see Mike Allen. I think I'm saying that right. Nomadic says DoorDash no good. Dan says, yeah, I got that same email. Dan's referencing an email from Rody talking about you had an unacceptable return rate, and I got that same one. And I was like, what? I haven't returned. I've never had a return on Rody. I've had some cancellations like where I've never even picked it up and I just dropped it. And then they got an email like 2 days later saying it was an error, sorry, but I still have that thing within the app. It's very strange, but yeah, man, I saw that same exact thing. Saw the same exact thing. So I see Chief Talk waiting. I see Monkey waiting. Monkey was first. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring him up. He looks really dark though. Can you give me is he driving? Monkey, are you driving? I see you. Okay, yeah. Are you good to talk, or do you want me to wait till you pull over? Are you good to talk? Give me a thumbs up if you are. Okay, I can see you. I'm gonna bring him up first. Chief, just wait a few minutes if you don't mind. All
Yeah,
right, man. How you doing tonight, Monkey?
not much. All right.
Good, good, good. You out there? Are you hustling? Are you off? Well, how's your night going?
I'm hustling.
Okay, so what do you think about tonight's topic? How are you feeling about the upcoming last 3 months of the year, the holiday season, where earnings should be better for most gig workers? Are you feeling good about it? Optimistic? Are you feeling like people might still order and we should make more money? How'd you position yourself to be having success over the last 3 months? Give me a little bit of insight of how you're feeling going into the last part of the year.
Oh, we're definitely gonna make more money. Just people in general order more because, but especially in the grocery space, because people just make larger orders for Thanksgiving and stuff.
Mm,
And then the holidays, especially if you're on like Walmart and stuff, they're gonna be getting more orders because people buying Christmas gifts every
yep.
year. It's like this.
Good point. And the video I made today, I talked about what apps are going to be, some people might reference Amazon Flex because they're talking, about that in the app. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of Amazon packages that need to go out. You mentioned Walmart, they got the deals after Thanksgiving and before, and the
Yeah,
TVs and all this stuff people are going to order for the holidays. You got an app like
yeah, and then
Roadie that is a part of that. So,
yeah,
I
roadie,
think there's a lot of
especially on
apps that
Black
can give you.
Friday. Yeah, roadie on Black Friday, especially because Walmart's going to be sending out tons of roadie orders for TVs and stuff. So if you can pick those things up, you can make a lot on Black Friday too. Every
Yeah,
year it's like that.
yeah, yeah. I know some people don't like the T. Like, do you have a vehicle big enough to take something like that? Have you done those before?
Yeah, yeah. I have two vehicles. I have a truck and but my main vehicle is my SUV, and I can fit up to a 75-inch TV in my vehicle. The main reason I can't fit 80 inch is because the box is too big. It just
Mm,
barely doesn't fit.
yeah,
So if
yeah,
I had that
yeah.
opportunity, I'd just go get my truck because I have a for larger.
Oh, I think we lost you. I think he's in a dead zone. We'll give him a second. Hold on 1 second. Monkey, if you can hear me, we lost you. You're glitching. I'm gonna have to. I'll remove you for a second. You can come back if you can hear me, but I think we lost reception. We got Chief Talk waiting. Chief Talk, you want to give me a thumbs up if you're ready? All right, yes, sir. How are you, man? Oh, you got to unmute yourself real quick. Go ahead.
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Good to see you. I see you. I think you're making some content now, right? Did I hear about that?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that
I
right?
actually
Okay.
tagged you and Trader in it, man, because y'all was a big motivation behind it, man. And I appreciate y'all, brothers.
Saw that, man. I appreciate that support. So tell me a little bit about how you're feeling about the rest of the year. Optimistic, hopeful. Have you positioned yourself to take advantage of the situations that are coming up, or do you think we might see maybe less opportunity than the last several years? How are you feeling about the next 3 months?
So as far as it goes in my market, I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I actually started this challenge, 15K in 60 days. So, because over the last couple of weeks, just listening to you and Trader, I had been on Grubhub. Well, I had applied for Grubhub like over the summertime, but it took like 3, 4 months to them finally approve me in the market. And that's what made me make that content because it was an actual game changer for me.
Mm.
because I feel like there's a ceiling on DoorDash. Like you're only going to be able to make so much amount, and I'm one of those. I don't went through it all. Like I was actually on it way back in 2019. Got
Mm.
deactivated, just got reactivated this year, and it came at the perfect time because I lost my job. But just going through the most, like I'm dashing like full time. So I done been through my car in the shop right now. I done put about 5 grand in the car. So I done had to start it figuring out other ways to keep it, going. So I done had to start written on Turo or going to rental agencies.
Mm.
And I was like, if the money don't make sense, then I'm just gonna have to go back to a W-2. But with me being able to make the money make sense, I've been able to whatever I'm spending in the rental, I try to make that money back within a day and a half. So I was like, if it doesn't work out, then I'll just quit it. But it's been working out. And I actually the last 2 weeks, I was able to pull in 1,500 a week between DoorDash and Grubhub. And I never like the most I ever made on DoorDash in a week was like 1,200.
Mm.
So just that Grubhub, and I was like way less stressed. Because with
Mm.
Grubhub, the acceptance rate don't matter as much, and you can still get access to the higher paying offers. You can
Mm.
just decline all day until you get exactly what you want.
Yeah. So
Um,
what market are you in?
I'm in Kentucky. And it's funny you say that because when you were saying with the old boy Turbo, I'm like, man, we don't even know who that guy is. We don't acknowledge him, man. He does not represent. I'm not from here, but I
I hear
live
you. I
here
hear you.
now.
I
So
hear
I'm
you.
like, he does not represent us as a whole. Like, we don't even know
That's
this
funny.
guy. Like,
That's
so
funny.
he do not
That's
speak for
funny.
us.
Well, I'm always happy to see people that broaden the horizons a little bit beyond the familiar apps, whether it's Grubhub or DoorDash. You can make money, but you mentioned in the beginning there's kind of like a ceiling or a cap. You can only make so much with that kind of app. And when you add on other apps that just offer you more cash flow, in my opinion, right? It opens up your eyes in a lot of ways. Because I did DoorDash exclusively for about a year and a half. I had other apps, but that was my number one, right? And most of my money was coming from that. But once I started to like spread my wings a little bit, I noticed, whoa, okay, I could have, these apps that are paying 30, 40, $50 sometimes on orders. I mean, it's rare that you're going to see that on DoorDash. It happens, but that's not normal, right?
For sure, for sure.
But every day, if you have like a catering or Instacart, I mean, I'm guaranteed if I'm doing Instacart, I'm going to at least do two or three $30 orders on Instacart, at least, right? Sometimes even more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think sometimes, we don't know what we don't know. And then once we learn it, we could kind of like not have to stay in a spot where I feel like I have to only work one app or two apps. And it just, the earning potential is going to be heightened when you have more opportunities on your device.
Oh, absolutely. Like I see the immediate difference. Like I went from, and like I said, I'm killing it on market. Like I tell people I run into other dashers and we be talking numbers and stuff. They're like, how are you able to pull a grand a week out here? I'm like, man, I'm on there all day. But at the same time, I'm looking to make more with less time. So I was able to add that grub plug for his instance. I'm like, oh man, all right, I might only be pulling 600 this week off of DoorDash, but I made 300-400 off of Grubhub in the same amount of time. So now I'm able to do more things. And like, cause my record is kind of funny. Like for some reason Uber won't take me. I
Mm,
got deactivated on Instacart for some
mm.
BS. Like it was for my profile picture. They actually uploaded a picture. It didn't match, so they would never let me back on. It's
Oh
crazy.
man, yeah. Some of those apps with the facial ID and the profile, it's like it's so AI generated or whatever the software, and
Exactly.
they don't have a human looking at it to verify it. It's really tough, man. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like I'm kind of limited in what I can get on, but Expedite did
yeah,
just open up. So I'm actually in the process now of doing Expedite. I just got to upload my registration. And I
nice.
tried Rody denied me. So, I'm trying different ones, but another one I had tried, and I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this, and it's gig work, but not per se like delivery, but it's an app called InstaWork, and you can get on there and get like little labor jobs or catering jobs or just little stuff that whatever you have a background in, they
Hmm.
might have a job for a day that's paying $30 an hour, or it might be 150 for the day or something like that. And I
I've
kind
heard
of use
about that. I've
that
heard
to
about
fill in the
that.
time. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I actually
yeah,
have gotten some pretty good jobs off of there just for a week, and they're like, hey, you looking for full-time work, we'd love to have you. So that's
yeah.
another one. If any of your subscribers have never heard of it, they might want to look into that as well.
Yeah, and that has a lot. There's a lot of different type of work outside of it's gig work, but it's not like food delivery necessarily, right?
Right,
So
exactly.
if especially for somebody like you, like if you have the car in the shop or this or that, you can still make money or pick up a gig without having to have a car to use all day. So that
100%.
that Insta work is I've never done it, but I have heard and I know some people that have done it. So That's a good one. I want to give out a shout out to Mary for the $2 super chat. Mary, appreciate you very much. Antoine Jackson, what's up, man? How you doing? But yeah, I'm glad to hear when I see people come up and they're like, yeah, I'm trying this app or I'm trying this, and people that like aren't defeated when they have a bad week or a car in the shop. We just kind of have to figure it out. That's part of being an independent contractor and being self-employed, right? Even within the apps, like when things happen, we have to figure out a way to not or a way to keep earning, and you even mentioned, I think you mentioned, hey, if I got to make this work, because if it doesn't, I'll go back to a W-2, and you realize, hey, that's a possibility, but it doesn't sound like you've given up on the apps yet.
Nah, because like I said, I say as long as I can make more than what I was making at Amazon, I'm good. Like if I start making less than what I was making, then it doesn't make sense. But I've been able to make more. I've been able to catch things up, and so I'm like, and still with the freedom and flexibility, because I have a son with special needs, so I'm able to make sure that I'm there for him and everything, getting him from school, taking him to school. He's with me a lot of times, so it's actually been a game changer. So
Mm,
just being able to do that has allowed me to be able to expand into other things. That's what made me start doing the content creation. I'm watching
yeah.
you all, and it's, man, let me tell you, that stuff, y'all make it look easy. That shit ain't as easy as y'all make it look, bro.
Well, hold on.
Like
I've
you
been,
got to be consistent.
I've been at it for a long time, and I've been very consistent, almost to like crazy. Like the amount of content and videos I've made is like I don't recommend it, but it worked for me. But also the channel came at a time when a lot of people were entering in the gig world. You know what I mean? So like you
Right.
had a lot of people searching Google for how do I do DoorDash or how do I handle this and what about this program? So, you know, it took a lot of time and effort and work, but like there's also a element of luck and good timing. But I would just say if you can be consistent, all you need is a video or two to pop for you. And I believe YouTube especially, and if you're not on TikTok, I'd recommend getting on TikTok or Facebook
Okay.
Reels, Instagram, and try them all, right, and see what works. But like being consistent is super important. But you're gonna put the time in, and it adds time to your day, and you got to edit a video or put it up,
Definitely.
But there's definitely rewards. And if you mentioned, Trader's a friend of mine. He lives in the St. Louis area. We've hung out. We've made content together. He's made money on YouTube, and I've seen YouTube and his hard work has changed his life in a lot of ways and his family's life. So it can be done. It just doesn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? But I always like to see people share their perspective online, because if you can monetize yourself as a brand and monetize your mouth and your words and your perspective and your market of Kentucky, like you can make money possibly while you're making money actively, then you're actually benefiting. Like that's a true benefit, because you might have a day where it's like not great, but then hey, if I could get a little bit of YouTube money, it kind of balances that out. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, right.
yeah,
So
keep
I just
going.
want to say I do appreciate y'all and everything that y'all done for the community. And the fact that like y'all just like y'all know y'all popping, but y'all ain't got their head up in the clouds. Like y'all still communicate with y'all subscribers, with y'all people that follow y'all and y'all community. Like that's why I see a lot of people, but y'all about the only two who are consistently logging in, tapping in, liking the videos, leaving comments, because y'all actually have good substance for the people, and y'all ain't just out here giving out useless information or y'all opinion on stuff that's got no merit. Like y'all really give a damn about people in the shows, so we appreciate that.
I listen. We appreciate you. I can speak for Trader too. Trader's a great man, and he works hard. And he's funny, and like he takes what he does serious, and he's good at it. And I appreciate that love and support, man. And anything I could do to help you with a channel, you can just hit me up on the email or whatever. And I don't know a lot, but I know a little bit. But I would just say be consistent, make content, learn from what your people are saying. And like I told Trader in the beginning when he started, like when you're making a video, if you get one comment, definitely respond. You know what I mean? Like, especially in the
Right.
beginning, like be as active as you can and just make shorts, make long form, whatever you're comfortable with. But keep doing your thing, man. I appreciate you coming on.
All right, thank you, brother.
Have a good night.
You too, man.
All right. Love to see people coming on and sharing some like what they're doing and how they're adapting. I'm to be honest, there's going to be opportunities for the rest of the year, but there are a lot of outliers outside of the gig economy, factors with the economy and other things that are going on that I feel like could bleed into us. It could bleed into the opportunities that we see. And I believe also though that's why it's important to onboard on other apps and other opportunities. And even maybe some of us might need to change scheduling and when we work for the holiday season. In a lot of markets, it's going to start getting darker. Obviously, it has already here in St. Louis, darker earlier. When that happens, people start eating dinner earlier or coming in earlier. Excuse me. Traffic patterns can change. Traffic. When you're at a place where there's seasons, you have to be fluid within those seasons and go where the money might be shifting to. Right? I think that's extremely important. And if you're new out there, you might not know that yet, and you still have to have your bearings. But I think a lot of the veterans and OGs, I can speak for y'all, like the last 3 times of the year are very different in most markets than the summertime. Right? What merchants are going to be busier? What days are going to be better for you? What times are going to be more beneficial? What merchants would you rather do business with? Because seasonally, sometimes operationally, they're better ran. What apps are better during the winter months? An Amazon, a Walmart, an Instacart. Instacart has an influx of orders when it's colder outside, and if you're in a cold weather city like me, the influx will go up. And if it rains and snows here, Uber Eats in St. Louis and Instacart are booming when it rains and snows. Like if it's a snow day, I will drive an Instacart. That's $400 a day. Like if you want to work all day, you can make $400 on Instacart. If it's bad weather, all these Schnucks, if those places are open, not all the orders are going to be great, but you're going to have a lot more opportunity, and that's all we really want. But I believe the rest of the year is going to be interesting. The climate of just things happening, and we've talked about autonomy over the last several weeks on this channel, and I think DoorDash just came out with something about a partnership with Waymo. And I've been in a self-driving Waymo car. I believe maybe it's in Phoenix. I might be wrong. You guys fact check me in the comments. I believe that's the market that they've piloted or testing out. I think it's Phoenix, Arizona. So, there's just so many more things as gig workers now this season that we might have to worry about that we didn't have a couple of years ago or even just last year. So when we have those added pressures or added roadblocks, how do we change and shift and adapt, and how do we still make our money? Because everything's costing more. Most of us, our cost of living hasn't gone down. Some of us, maybe if you've changed a lifestyle, or maybe you finished paying down some debt so you don't have that credit card bill. I get that. Maybe you finished paying off your car, but the cost of things is up. And then the one thing about the holiday season is most of us we got presents to buy for kids or our loved ones. We have a Thanksgiving or something to host. We got to buy extra food. Food's expensive. We might have to take a few days off to travel to see family. And when you're doing that, you're not making money. So the holiday, the last 3 months of the year is just a very different time for us gig workers, right? There's opportunity there, but then there's also maybe times you need to take off, and maybe that lessens your money making ability, right? All right, let's see what the rest of the chat's got going on here. What is Trip Radar or Trip Radar? Trip Radar is Uber Eats, and you will get offers that are not exclusive to you, and they show up in your app, and you can try to select it if you like it, but you might not get it. Somebody has a better rating or might be closer to that merchant might get it versus you. It's not an exclusive offer. If your phone goes off and it says exclusive, that's just you. There's a Trip Radar on Uber Eats, and they come in, and a pool of people can see it that are in your little marketplace, and maybe you get it, maybe you don't. So, Man said Manny, appreciate the $2. Says maximize your opportunities, guys. Absolutely, we got to maximize the opportunities. Absolutely. Let me see. I'm having a hard time getting in with Spark. Yeah, Spark. I mean, I believe if you're not on Spark now, I can't speak for every market, but they've onboarded a lot of people already to get them ready for the holiday season. So it might be too late. I'm not telling you can't get on. I would say reach out to support, email them. Hey, I'm trying to get on, Call them. At least once, 2-3 days, call them. I'm trying to get on. Make sure all your information's right. But depending on your marketplace, they might already have their quota of what they need. But it doesn't mean if somebody gets deactivated, if something happens, they might not pull up that next person off the list, and it might be you. I do know Spark can be a really good app for the holiday season. It doesn't mean every day is great. It doesn't mean every order is great, but the volume's there. They have a ton of deliveries on that particular app during the holiday season. Skip Cart. I'm not sure what skip card is. Does anybody have any information on that? I've heard of it. I don't have it. Never done it. Definitely haven't heard of skip card. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I was on Spark waitlist for about 5 to 6 months. Just got on last month. I have actually enjoyed it for now. I enjoyed it. There was good and bad things about Spark. Um, for I would say a few months, it was my number one app, and I got to learn it really good. I was even doing some of the 6 a.m. runs. Like there was opportunities there. Not a lot of late night opportunities. Once you get 8, 9 o'clock in most markets, it's just not really popping. But if you're a morning driver, afternoon, that's you can make some good money on that app. You got to be willing to wait though sometimes for those pickups. And a lot of the best orders, in my opinion, because more of the tips come on the shopping, and I always like the shopping ones. Oh, 7-Eleven delivery app. Is it a gig app? Exclusive and it's only 7-Eleven? Is it like shipped with where it's like mostly Target? That's interesting. I have to look at that. They have catering on there as well. Okay. I know there's a catering thing called Cartwheel. Is that affiliation with Skipcart or is that something different? Okay, I'm on the wait list on that. Okay, interesting, interesting. For me, I don't, I like the multi-apping is obviously where we need to be. I don't want to have so many apps on my device. It's hard to juggle so many. But I'm going to try this Road EXD thing and see if there's any good opportunities there. There's a few other apps that deal with larger freight type deals. And I'm going to try to get onto those where there's like boards where you put in bids and like you can have opportunities that are days or weeks in advance. And you can kind of gear your time and your earnings through that. And some of them are even longer haul ones that you might even go 2 states over, but it's paying like several $100s. Like I'm looking into those kind of things, but I haven't started any of that yet, so I haven't talked about it. But let's say, bro, the express shopping with the flashing digital price tags are a game changer. Flashing digital price tags? I don't know what that's about, but is that on what app you talking about? Spark? Monkey says, yeah, one thing people need to understand as well as how people tip in general, it will help people maximize it. Yeah, tipping, I mean, most of what we make on most apps are going to be tipping, but I think some of the apps I'm trying to look at are apps that the tip is not as important, right? So you're getting like a part of the commission. You're getting part of the fee, but it's a larger piece of the pie, right? Um, and that's one of the things I think a lot of people like about Amazon Flex is like you get like a guaranteed earning for 2 3 hours. You get 60, 80, 70, $90, and you're not reliant upon a tip because they're just paying you for to do the job. I think a lot of people like that. I enjoy the apps that have tips because I do believe if you give good service, people can add tips or whatever. And I do believe this, especially Uber and Instacart, their systems are in place to where if that customer gives you a 5-star rating or a thumbs up, and if you're out and there's an order for them, you're probably going to get matched up with that customer again. Like that's like true within these apps. I see that a lot on Instacart and even Uber Eats. And I like that because they want to pair good customer with good driver so the customer has a good experience. And with these other apps where the tipping isn't as prevalent, that's not a thing, but one more spot. Okay. We have that flashing thing on Instacart at a place called Deerbergs in St. Louis. And we have it at where's the Schnucks. Those are two local St. Louis chains. And the digital readers that have the price tag next to the item, they flash a green light when you before you scan it to help you find it. It's absolutely amazing. Amazing. I did a little video where I showed that several months ago, and it's a game changer. Especially if you're not familiar with a particular item or store, you can look at you in that area, you just scan for that green dot. It's amazing. Sometimes the green dot doesn't match because somebody put on the wrong item on the shelf, but like if you scan it, it will tell you that. So yeah, that flashing option is cool. When I first was doing, when it first came into the Deerberg spot, I didn't realize what it was, and I was looking for things, and a shopper was in that store. She goes, "Oh, there's a green light. Just look for the green light. Make sure you hit this button." And then there's even a thing in the app. I think there's a light button you can hit because sometimes in some of them places the light's flashing before I even try to scan an item because it knows that I'm in that store. and I'll be in a produce aisle and like the tomato light and they're all going off, and I could stand in the middle and I can see all the lights going off. It's crazy. Other times you have to hit the little button. It's kind of strange, but it's a game changer. It's nice. I haven't seen it at Aldi's yet. I know they have the tag indicator, but when I do orders there, I know where everything's at Aldi's. I don't even pay attention to it. And I'm not sure if my local Aldi's has had that implemented. I don't know if they have that on yet. I'll have to check it out though. Yeah. Sometimes the little lights, like you're just looking at the lights, but sometimes like if you just know the item, you know the item, Like for me, I do really good with produce because like to me, I don't a lot of people don't like produce. I love produce. I think it's easy. I know what all the produce is. Like it's super, super easy for me. Some of the items I don't like to find are like items that I don't ever hear about or personally know. Like it's like some kind of weird obscure sauce or like some like gluten-free chicken, like you know what I'm saying, like those are the ones that get me in a tussle a little bit. So uh they're experimenting. Yeah, I have heard that, but I think they did not have that when I was doing Spark at Walmart. All right, so what else do you guys have on the agenda this evening? Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate y'all for coming on the show tonight. Appreciate the couple super chats that we got. um I'm hopeful for the last 3 months of the year, but there's just a lot happening in the world. So when there's when people don't have extra money, I think people obviously will still use the convenience thing. I think people mentioned that it's a thing. People like that, but there's a lot of people that still they tighten the belt buckle and they just will not order as much. Or if there's somebody that does tip, they might not tip as much because of the prior experience they had, or they just might not have it. They don't feel like, hey, I want the convenience, but I'm not tipping 20%. I'm only going to tip 10, right? And I think we've seen that time over time with these apps. Tips are just down overall. Great question. I'm going to answer this. I got a video coming out this week. I'm very close to Diamond and Instacart. Is it worth it in your opinion? Honestly, I'm not making more money being Diamond. Now the program like in October 1st they changed to where like people that were diamond might have been gold and gold might have went up to diamond, so there's a shift of accounts. I was diamond the last two periods on Instacart, and before I got to diamond I was gold and I was seeing really good orders then. So I think the only thing that I've seen that is a perk of being diamond is for certain batches, you'll get priority access. And it says priority access. And sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. The only perk that I've seen over the last month is if you go to Costco at before the 10 a.m. drop, you'll see offers as a diamond driver before a gold or silver person will. So at 9:45, I'll see orders at Costco. They'll hit my account as an option for me to accept it before maybe another driver that's in that parking lot. But that doesn't mean if the other driver is also diamond, there might be other factors, right? So that's an incentive. But beyond that, I'm not making more money with Instacart. I'm seeing good and bad orders just about the same as I did with gold. But the priority access sometimes situationally will benefit you. But the only way it does is you might see something first, or you might see um, you might, because it's priority, it's not in a pool of everybody else's, but it doesn't mean it's good. I've seen priority that's $20 for 20 miles. I've seen priority that's $80. So I haven't seen a true um I haven't seen a big difference. I'll say that's the way I would say that. I think it can be. My money hasn't gone up significantly because of it. Hey, I appreciate the question. It's a really good question. Because I thought if anything, I was going to see more big orders, but that hasn't been the case. But I also believe there are a lot of people in my market probably went from gold to diamond, so there might be more diamond people. So now they have to feed more better orders to those diamond, and I was already diamond, so maybe that's part of it. But I don't have all the data to back that up. It's just a theory. Elasticity of demand. Yeah, yeah. And I think in St. Louis, especially, there's just a lot more people doing this work. I see so many drivers. I was at Chick-fil-A. We go to Chick-fil-A every Saturday for lunch. Me and my daughter. Library, Chick-fil-A. Every Saturday, unless we're out of town or unless we got something going on. That's what we do. And I was there this past Saturday. We were there for maybe 40 minutes. I saw 20 drivers maybe plus minus one or two, 18, 20, 21, 20 drivers in that Chick-fil-A, just in that time frame. So every 2 minutes, somebody's walking in, basically. At one point, like 5 guys walked in, and you could spot them a mile away. None of them had any, no, but not one person had a hot bag, which, whatever. And I hadn't recognized any of these drivers before. And I know not everybody in St. Louis that does this, but I know a lot of people I had never seen that all had the look of like pretty brand new people, right? And out of those 20, maybe one or two were females, all dudes, all 30 years or younger. Crazy. And I see it a lot in St. Louis, especially at Chick-fil-A. I see it at the Papa John's. Um, I see it at Chipotle. You know, I don't do a lot of the food delivery now that I'm doing more Instacart, but I still have Uber Eats on. And I see a lot of people I've never seen before, a lot of young males doing food delivery right now. A lot. At least in St. Louis and in the Webster Grove zone. So it's definitely saturated big time. Yo, what up? How you doing? How you doing? Hello, new driver. Hello, new drivers in my mind. Yeah, man. I mean, and with Instacart, I feel like the drivers that I see with Instacart are just a different vibe, right? It's just different. I see like a lot of moms doing Instacart. I see a lot of it's like there's like DoorDash and Uber Eats drivers, and then you have like your Instacart. It's different kind of people sometimes. Sometimes it's the same, but it's different. You got your Spark drivers, you got your Uber rideshare. Like there's pools and pockets of different types of demographic and even age range doing this kind of gig work. But there's it's a lot more people are doing it now than ever before. Lots of people working. Yeah. Fact. Same here. Yeah. New. Yeah. And I'm not surprised though. I've gotten a lot of emails over the last 3 months about people getting deactivated. And I got deactivated. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not sure what happened. They have to bring new people in. The new drivers are the ones pushing and making these companies a lot of money. And a lot of the new drivers are going to have a higher AR than veteran drivers because as you become a veteran, you know what to not take. You learn a lot quicker. You know, you just it's different. The mindset's different. But a new person, think about when you were new on any app. You didn't know. I don't have to take that. I'll take it then. I'll take it. I have to do this. Oh my God, these rubies and rhinestones, this color. Oh my God, everything's red. Oh, I got to get my AR up. They want new drivers because at the end of the day, the level of service for somebody new and somebody that's been doing this 5 years, it's so similar, right? That the customers don't care if it's me bringing them or somebody that's been doing it for one day. Unless this big issue arises, that person, especially with DoorDash and Uber, the person that's just as good one day or somebody just been doing it for 1,000. The difference, you know, the service I can provide probably is going to be better, but at the end of the day, it's just food delivery and they want those new drivers. And I believe that's why they've got so many new people. I mean, and so many people want to do this. We've been talking about wait lists tonight. I'm on a wait list for this. A lot of people are just waiting. And a lot of people in this country need money. They need to supplement their income. They maybe lost a job or the job just ain't cutting it because of the extra bills or the husband lost a job, so the wife's got to work now or vice versa. So more people are coming to these apps than ever before. Okay, interesting. Yeah. I was diamond, now I'm gold, and there's very little difference for me. I think that's, yeah. There's a guy I watch on TikTok. He used to have a YouTube channel. He's a really, 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 really good Instacart, knows everything about it. Excellent at what he does. His name's Manny. Some of you might know him. He had a channel, Gig Tetris or something on YouTube, but he does a lot of TikTok now. And he showed up on my TikTok feed. He has gold right now. He was diamond, and he lost it in October, and he's still making really good money with gold. Now he wants the diamond because he knows there's some benefit, but he's still seeing really good batches. He's still making the same money. So it's interesting. And that can shift market to market, but it's interesting. But I was happy to have it because the last part of the year, situationally, I do want to have diamond because I believe sometimes it's going to set me up to, you know, every so often it will benefit me to have that. And even incrementally, if I'm 1% better here or 1% better there, or occasionally I just get a priority for something really good, I want that. So, and if you do Instacart full time, it's not hard to get diamond. It's not hard to keep it. I believe that. All right. What else do you guys have on your mind tonight? What time? We're almost at the hour. Okay. Let me read this comment here. My daughter's AR is down to 72, 70 for platinum in my market. The algo is now bringing the pain because it knows I need it. Yeah. Listen, and when it gets close like that, And I think the interesting thing is when you get close, sometimes situationally, you're like, oh, okay, I'll take this $4 going 3 miles. I don't want to lose the point. It's not horrible. But then the more of those you take, they'll send you more trash. And then they might help you out in the back end and send you a $20 or $30 shopping payout. You'll get those too. But they know they're going to give you some trash, and they know it. The algorithm is a living, breathing thing, and it knows you. I believe with Instacart, this is a theory. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section. I do sometimes long mileage on Instacart, what I consider long. I got no problem driving 20 miles on Instacart. No problem at all. No problem at all. 10 miles plus, if it's paying me, boom. I see a lot of offers, and I accept a lot that are $50, 20 miles. I'll do it because that's an hour worth of work, and I'm making $50. So the algorithm will send me stuff like that because they know the probability of me accepting that is higher than maybe somebody else that's like, nope, I don't want to do those. I'm only driving 5 miles or less, and if it's $20, I'll take it. You see what I'm saying? So the algorithm knows I'll give driver A this and driver B this because the likelihood of them accepting it and completing it and not canceling is higher. So we're going to feed that person that based on their history. I believe the algorithms do that on every single app. Yeah, I mean, listen, I believe that. I think on some level the catering apps do it. They know what you like and don't like. They know what merchants you're good with. They know, what I'm saying? Like they know that stuff. And DoorDash is the best at it, and Uber. I think those two are the best. Uber knows, man. They just know. That system they have over there is wicked, wicked crazy. Wicked crazy. All right. What other questions you guys have? Put them in the chat. Tonight might be a shorter show. We've been on for an hour already, but let's see. Let me see if I missed anything here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let me try something out. Hold on a second. Are you guys? Let me ask you. Are you guys? The people that are watching? Have you seen commercials? Because I didn't have. Let me know if you're seeing commercials because I got to fix something. If you are, did anyone talk about transparency for next year? What do you mean? In what way? In what way? Like a new thing for the drivers, like more pay and stuff. We're not going to get more pay. No app's going to pay us more. I think what Uber Eats is doing is that's what I've heard. They're eliminating the opportunity for a customer to pull back the tip, which situationally obviously will give you more pay, but overall, yeah, no. Hey, do you ever talk about the doorstep delivery taxes that are taking root in many states? Doorstep delivery taxes. I have no idea what that is. Jose, appreciate the 149, bro. Always coming in with the super stickers. I like the super sticker that Jose does. He doesn't do the super chat. He does the super sticker. I think it's interesting. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. They'll pay more. They will pay if they are forced. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I think, some people want some legislation where they have to have the tip transparency. But as far as the base fare and stuff, we're not going to get more for that. It's going down, not up. Now, I will say, if you have something like Prop 22 or some type of legislation that gives you some kind of guaranteed pay for your active time or some kind of stipend or benefit, that can equate to more money. So maybe you're talking about that. Okay, you had commercials on my YouTube. Okay, good enough. Thank you. I appreciate you answering that. Krista, what's up? Good to see you. What do you mean transparency on how they send it? Like why they're sending it to you specifically, and or how they send it out to one group of drivers versus this, like with the tiers? I don't really want that necessarily. I don't feel like I need it, but I'd like to know. I like to know, but it's not something that I need, if that makes sense. Krista in the house. It's been a minute since I've seen her in the live chat. Is that my man Kevin? What's up, Kevin? Let's bring Kevin up real quick. I think he's ready. Give me a thumbs up, ready, if you're ready, Kevin. We could end the show with our man Kevin Mango. Kevin, what's up, man?
Hello, Pedro.
How's life,
Oh,
brother?
oh, it's going pretty good. Well, I'll tell you one damn thing. I know one thing that's changed.
What's
Uber
that?
Eat shopping orders.
What do
Well,
you? In what way?
well, well, you do a shopping order. In most cases, you do a shopping order in Uber Eats. It's just like you're delivering a damn pizza. $2. Woo-hoo!
Oh, you mean it's gone down?
Yep.
You know, it's interesting because I think on Uber Eats for me in St. Louis, about half of the orders that I complete are shopping orders, and the only ones that I do make sense for me. So I haven't seen a lot of like bad ones, but yeah, sometimes I haven't seen a $2 base pay on a shopping. I think the lowest I've seen is like $6. Um,
Well,
yeah, I think the lowest I've seen is six, but two
well,
bucks for
brace,
shopping is crazy.
well, brace yourself. If it hasn't hit there yet, it probably will. I know it because a lot of shopping orders now. Granted, the shopping orders I do is especially from ABC Liquors. They're not going very far, and they're not picking up a hell of a lot of shit. But still, it used to be $3 or $4 from Uber.
Mm.
Not anymore.
No, their base pay is so low. With those that you do at the ABC Liquor, like, do you have to? Those are already ready for you, or do you have to shop those?
Oh, I shop them.
You have to shop them. Really, you have to scan them and then pay for them and all that.
Yep.
Mm. So it's like going to have you? So it's similar to like a Total Wines. Have you done a Total Wine order before, like on DoorDash or something or Instacart?
No, no, because the only Total Wine here in Jacksonville, Florida, is way the hell about probably 25 miles. It's across the St. Johns River,
Mm,
and I don't even venture over there. Screw
mm.
that.
Mm, too far. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Total wines can be really good, especially during the holidays. People getting their booze for their parties and their this and that. Like I've done some decent ones. And sometimes if people are ordering expensive stuff and they're tipping off a percentage, you might buy like 4 bottles of scotch or something and or a case of
Yep.
wine and it's paying like 40, $50. You know what I'm saying? Those are good.
Oh, you now I tell you one thing. I did get an awesome shopping pay order on DoorDash today.
Tell me
I was
about it.
sitting. It was from Target. One item going a point 02 of a mile.
Point
210.
zero two?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
that's
know it.
around the block.
Yeah, basically this pick up, and it was going to a business just down and about a quarter of a mile, basically about 400 meters, and I'm like, hell yeah, $12,
What they
one item,
get? What they get? Can you say?
like a I think it was like a 48 roll deal of toilet paper
Oh,
equals
okay.
like, or like 12 mega rolls equals like
Yeah.
34 rolls or whatever. It's a deal of toilet paper. It's like, hell yeah, woohoo!
That's funny. So let me ask you this because the topic I had tonight was how are you feeling about the upcoming holiday season? Because in a lot of markets, the last 3 months is really busy and the earnings can go up. Like, are you feeling like optimistic about your earning potential in Florida for the holidays, or is it different for you over there? How are you feeling?
Mm. Well, I'm kind of maybe a little optimistic when it comes to Spark. I'm thinking maybe Spark might be available, but for some better orders.
Hmm.
Mm. Um, in years past, I would say, yeah, maybe great, awesome holidays. But honestly, I don't know. I think it's I think there's gonna be days where it's like really awesome,
Hmm.
but in general, I really don't think it's gonna be any major money maker.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, yeah, I don't know. The way things are going with these gig apps, and I mean, hell, I've only been doing it since like December 18th, 2021. But in the short time I've been doing it, I've seen some big changes. I mean, I've seen changes on Instacart.
Yeah.
I mean, I got on board with Instacart March of last year, and the bullshit that I see there, I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
It's
And
crazy, man. It's
it
crazy.
was so it was so funny. Years when I first started, I met this one person, and I think I was picking up an order, and this person was talking. They're like, "Are you on Instacart?" I'm like, "No." Well, on the Instacart, you don't have to drive that many miles.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one damn thing. That's not true anymore. Fucking hell. I've seen Instacart orders going fucking 650, 75 miles.
Man, I've seen. I think I saw one I shared. It was like 90 miles. 90 miles, so 180 miles round trip, and I think it was paying like $60. I mean, 90 miles. I mean, it's like why that is even a thing is like so weird to me. But you take the good with the bad. It is what it is. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, and and I love these people about they talk about drones. Well,
yeah,
drones this and drones can't do that, blah 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 blah. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But you know what? Like an apartment complex, right? You live on the third floor. What? You know what? I guarantee you, customers will be more than happy to walk their happy ass because what the drone would do is they're gonna land basically outside of the building. If you live in like building 4 and you're in like apartment 405 or whatever, right?
yeah.
Well, the drone's got to be programmed. It'll always go ahead and just land right there. And the customer will have to literally walk down the damn steps, go get but they will do it. They will do it.
No,
And
it's gonna be it's happening already right now. And these companies are putting so much money into figuring out ways to give consumers even cheaper options and to have everything delivered. And they know a lot of, these even these CEOs, Tony's you said, hey, it doesn't make a lot of sense to drive a 3-ton vehicle delivering one cheeseburger. Think about
right,
that, right? It's not very fuel effective. It's just it doesn't make sense. So if they can have a drone or a robot deliver it, it makes sense for everybody. I don't want to deliver one little cheeseburger, and most of those orders aren't paying anything anyway. So the robots and the autonomy is here. It's coming. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's going to be a thing. It's going to be the future. 10 years from now, we're still going to be able to do this because they need humans, but a lot of robots are going to be delivering a lot of things. The things that we're delivering, it's going to happen. Yeah.
I watched their previous videos. I watched that one video about, that you did for Deliver That. You made a
Hmm.
prediction that you're like a year from now they might not even be around.
They're not, are they?
And I don't know, man. At one time, I was kind of in the process of signing up maybe for Deliver That, but and for these catering apps, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because from what I've seen in the catering world,
It's different, man. It's different. You got to be in a really, really. It seems like you got to be in a really good market to make good money with it, and you can get lucky here and there, but it's not what it used to be. Um, it's just not. I think it's a mixture of more drivers are doing it, they're paying less in base pay, and then also companies aren't ordering as much like they used to. So they don't have that budget like they did years ago. So it's definitely shifted, but I'm happy overall with Expedite or formerly Delivered. It's okay, but I can't rely on it for like full time income like some people. It's not like that in St. Louis. So
yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think there might be more. I mean, the order volume will increase, but if you think the diamonds are gonna just start multiplying like crazy, no, no,
yeah,
nope.
we'll see. Kevin, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a little while. I'm always happy to see your face, brother. And blessings to you, and keep doing your thing and hustling. And thanks for the support, man.
All right, you have a good one.
Yes, sir. All right, all right. Yeah, Bubba Sue says Waymo started delivering food. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. I think they're either pilot testing and they're trying some things out. I believe it's going to continue. I don't think that trend's going to go. I think that's going to be a thing. It can't do it in every market, right? But it's going to be places where there's infrastructure. and means it's going to be a thing. It just is. Oh, Danny's Deliver says, Deliver That has been my busiest for the last few months. So you're one of the people that benefited from the Deliver That and them changing the program and kind of leveling the playing field. And then Zifty took a dump. It's interesting because some people say Zifty's great for them. Other people, it's interesting. I'm glad you're having success with Deliver That. I have done like 2 Deliver That's in like 9 months. It's crazy. The only thing I don't see anything on it. It never goes off. And when it does, it's always a last minute order. And by the time I look at it, it's too late, because it's not an exclusive thing. So yeah, I see nothing. And for a while there, I was seeing nothing and I had to reach out to them. And the next day I started seeing like 1 or 2. So that app has just took a dump for me. I don't have Zifty in St. Louis. At least the last time I looked, it wasn't available. So it's always interesting to see people's perspectives can really vary based on marketplace. I think that's obviously very true, but it's funny, man. Yeah, I think so. Expedite has been great. 2, Zip2You is number 1, not anymore. Yeah, it's just that's how it is. So here we go. I don't see some people wanting to unload groceries with a Waymo. Yeah. I got in one of those Waymos. It was interesting. I'll say that. It was interesting. So listen, I think that's going to be the show for tonight. I appreciate we had my man Manny was on, Chief Talk, Kevin, and Monkey. We lost Monkey for a second. I think he had some signal issues. I hope he's good. I'm sure he's fine. But appreciate you guys for coming up. Appreciate the super chats. I just had that on my mind tonight. The video I made earlier was talking about looking at your Roadie app and seeing if you can get on the Roadie XD, and then just trying apps on and positioning yourself to have the best last 3 months of the year that you can. And really, we got 2.5 months of the year. That's all we have left, right? And as you get to January, February, obviously it's still cold, but the busyness can be here, right? But it's on you to make sure you position yourself to maximize the busyness, because if you're still on only the food delivery apps, it's going to be a struggle for many people. You got to broaden your horizons, spread the wings a little bit, get okay with being uncomfortable, okay? Trying new things out, delivering something that you might not have thought you would deliver before, right? Looking at the apps a little bit differently. Looking at an app like Instacart that you haven't done a lot for a year or 2, but you still have it. Maybe turn it back on and give it a shot. You never know what might have shifted in your marketplace, because sometimes the app that was really saturated last year, there might not be as many people giving it that attention. So maybe right now, if you come back to it, you might be able to make some money with that particular app. So appreciate y'all so much. Hit that thumbs up. If you're watching a replay, let me know in the comment section down below. I plan on being live again next Sunday, and I got some special videos planned for you guys this week, so be on the lookout for that. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.